Ruler. Thank you. Useless. What? Battery pack.
Let's see, aha! There we go.
Empty.
Ah dear, ah dear.
Banana milkshake.
Banana milkshake, banana milkshake. Banana milkshake. Why on earth do you need a banana milkshake?
It's not for the frisbee, silly. I'm thirsty.
You're thirsty. What do you mean? There's nowhere to get a banana milkshake around here. Even the kids know that. Here, I have a question.
What?
If you are me
Yeah.
in the future,
Uh-huh.
does that mean you have the same name as me? So I'm Craig. Does that mean
Oh.
you're also called Craig?
You're still in that phase. I grew out of that years ago. It's pronounced Creag.
Creag?
Yeah,
That
Creag.
just sounds silly. It's Craig.
Come on, let's fix this.
Any joy?
No. No joy, Craig. Hand me the sponge.
But come on, we need to think of a better way, like nicknames or something.
Right. So let's say, I'm thinking, what if, because I'm senior, I'm older than you, so I can be called senior. I'm wiser, and then because you're stupid,
And more good looking.
you can be called junior.
That actually works pretty well. I knew that beard meant you were clever.
Right, well let's get back to fixing this.
What if you did that now?
Ah! There we go!
Perfect.
Yippity do that! It's working! Hold on! Let's go!
What? Oh, I don't think we're home.
No. What gives you that idea?
Well, those strange triangular buildings. In
I knew that! They're called pyramids. We must be in Egypt. But I can't tell what time. Here, we split up and let's try and figure out what time we're in.
Okay. Hi kids. I think we're lost. The problem is, I don't know where we are either. But Senior said that this thing, he called it Teddy, could help us find our way back. He said give it a whirl, so here goes.
Hi boys and girls, I'm Thomas. I'm sure some of you know me from church, and today I'm going to be telling you about the story of Joseph and how God fulfills his promises to us. So, Jacob had 12 sons, but of all his sons, Joseph was his favourite. One day, Jacob gave Joseph a splendid new robe. It was beautiful and rich with all the colours of the rainbow. But it made Joseph's brothers very jealous. They wanted rich rainbow robes too. Then to make matters worse, Joseph kept getting these special dreams. He said, I dreamt I was the greatest, I was a king, Joseph told his brothers, and you all bowed down to me. Now I'm sure you know, even if Joseph didn't say that if you're telling your brothers things like this isn't a very good idea. Joseph's brothers hated him even more. They wanted to kill Joseph and his dreams. And one day that's exactly what they tried to do. They tore Joseph's rainbow robe off him and sold him to slave traders for 20 pieces of silver. The traders took Joseph to Egypt and made him into a slave. Things weren't going very well for Joseph, and I'm sure you're wondering how God was going to use this for good. But the brothers went home, lied to their father, telling him that Joseph was dead. That's the end of that dreamer, they thought. they were wrong. God had a magnificent dream for Joseph's life, and even when it looked like everything had gone wrong, God would use it all to help make the dream come true. God would use everything that was happening to Joseph to make something good. Meanwhile, though, things were not looking good for Joseph in Egypt. He was far from home and far from his dad. Then he got blamed for something he didn't do. And though he had done nothing wrong, he was punished, thrown in jail. But God had not left Joseph. One night, Pharaoh, king of Egypt, had a scary dream about thin cows gobbling up big fat cows. What on earth did it mean? He didn't know, but Joseph was a dream expert, so Pharaoh sent for him. It means a famine is coming, Joseph said. There won't be enough food. Pharaoh was so pleased by Joseph's skill that he immediately took Joseph out of jail and made him a prince. Now back home, Joseph's brothers had run out of food and everyone was hungry. God's special family was in danger. If they didn't get food soon enough, they would starve to death. So Joseph's brothers travelled to Egypt to buy food. They came and knelt before the new prince. His brothers didn't know that the prince was Joseph, but Joseph knew who they were. Joseph's dream, one about his brothers bowing down before him, was coming true. "It's me," Joseph cried. When they saw it was Joseph, his brothers were afraid. They had wronged Joseph, they had sinned, and they knew it. Now Joseph would certainly punish them, but Joseph looked up at his brothers and his eyes filled with tears, even though his brothers had hurt him and hated him and wanted him dead. In spite of everything, he couldn't stop loving them. His heart, which they had broken, filled up with love, and Joseph forgave them. Joseph threw his arms around them. "Don't be afraid," he said. "Behind what you were doing, underneath everything that was happening, God was doing something good. God was making everything right again." Joseph didn't punish them, he rescued them. He brought God's special family to live safely with him in Egypt. So as you can see, boys and girls, God used everything, even all the things that were going badly. He used them all for good, and for the good of Joseph and his family. He still promises that he uses everything in our lives for good and for our good.